The victors valiant, the conquering heroes, and they call home the Big House. Bathed in maize and blue, welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 3 team in the country, the USC Trojans, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. The Trojans will kick it away to start us off. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. On first down, here comes this offense. Little touch pass to the receiver. Off he goes. The 40. At the 30. Past the 10. And the defense couldn't corral him, and he took it all the way. Touchdown, Wolverines. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And the extra point makes it 7-0. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. The kickoff unit about to go to work. He'll start the return inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place trying to help their defense. Gonna run it. It's Jackson. Not much there. They'll give him 1 to the 14. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
Pick up the first down on the ground like that, and it would make Sam Bam Cunningham proud.
All right, I'm going to need a little education. Give me some context on Sam Bam Cunningham.
He was a great, powerful, hard-nosed running back for some of those great Trojan teams of John McKay. Right back to the well. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
This defense is going to have to do a better job slowing down the run. We've seen twice now in this opening drive this guy break one. And so this defense has to do a better job at the point of attack, and their D coordinator probably is already thinking to himself, do I have to get another guy in the box to slow this guy down?
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Touch pass on the run. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver, different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
He's going to throw deep right side. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's a way to make a stand. He'll try to take it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Sometimes the quarterback puts that zip on it, and you can hear it. Sometimes he uses the lob wedge where it takes a little time to get there. That time, he used the lob wedge, and the defender came in and made the interception. Big play for this defense.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. The give on the inside. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3. This new Big Ten is balanced and deep, and you're not going to get many mulligans. You're going to need to get off to a quick start.
And it's going to be a physical grind ahead. You look at the schedule for these teams, it's brutal. Each and every week, you are going to get tested. So it's important they get off to a really fast start. They've got to come out, pick everything they did on the practice field this offseason, and let these guys go play.
Yeah, and you got to let it rip, man, because that's always your first goal, right? We talk about conference championships, winning your conference, and then it gets you to where you need to go. So looking forward to getting conference play kicked off in the Big Ten.
It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40.
Just went with something very easy, very reliable. Flip it forward, let your receiver do the rest. I only got to get a few yards. Nice job, nice execution. 1st down.
And the Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. Quarterback checking the play. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. With the catch, it's Brady.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Wide receiver shows motion. Davis will throw. Quick strike complete. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
Listen, if I'm a QB, 2nd down, I want to check the ball down and get a manageable 3rd down. But when this defense is flying around like this, so fast closing out, he got to that running back, got him on the ground so fast, the running back had nowhere to go.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. He's inside the 10. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a 1st down for this offense.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
I like the defense there and their mentality. After getting gashed on the ground, they just turn the page and they generate the pass rush the very next play.
So now on 2nd and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. Got a man. It's Stewart. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
And I love working the slot receivers. You see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Makes the catch. It's Moore. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. They were counting on making a few yards after the catch on 3rd down. Instead, they're staring at 4th.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times you trust your guy. You throw it to him and you say, I can make somebody miss or lower my shoulder and get to the sticks. The defense had none of that. Nice job tackling. Nice job forcing the fourth down.
The give and the run on fourth down. And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head.
Hey, fourth and short, it's time to be physical. You give it to your running back. You can see he gets physical, gets downhill, gets the first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 13. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. Works his way down to the 10-yard line after a pickup of 3.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Michigan 7, USC 0.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work.
Yankee blue! Yankee blue!
Power football with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing.
He'll try to pick it up on the ground. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan! That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Indiana is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point. But you take a look at the scoreboard, and you see we have ourselves a tight game. They're up by 13 over the Coyotes. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Off the play fake on first down to throw. That is just a sideline clinic. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want. Sometimes your tight end's a safety valve, and sometimes he's your go-to receiver.
And the offense knew right away it was the primary target. It was where he was going with the football, because you know you get a little bit of suck up from those linebackers with the play action, and you feed the big fella.
And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
Yeah, it's a nice job by this defense. Understand this, and that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options. He's going to run the football. They were dialed in. He got that sucker.
Kept it on the ground last time, bringing up a second down. He'll do it himself. He breaks the tackle. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's difficult to contain athletic quarterbacks, but, man, when everybody plays their assignment, it's a beautiful thing. I understand I got to take away this. I got to keep my eyes on the quarterback, make sure he doesn't pull that football. They weren't fooled, and the quarterback had nowhere to go with the football.
He just refused to go down, kept finding space, and picked up 7. It'll be 4th and 1. Using his feet. Oh, there's the ball. Oh, it looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
And talk about getting excited just to lose it again. The offense gets the first down. You've got enough yards, but what do you have to do? You got to take care of the football. You can't cough it up. The defense forces the fumble, recovers it, takes all the wind and all the momentum back to their side.
Looking to go up top on first down. Going to take a shot at this DB. And the ball is intercepted. Didn't get a chance to show off those running skills, but he gives him the ball at the 29-yard line.
And that's why as quarterbacks you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. Looking for room at the 40. He's loose. Inside the 30. Oh, there were a few steps there. He was thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25.
I love this play call. You want to get your playmakers the football in space. What a creative way. This little kind of push pass by the quarterback. Get into the receiver's hands quickly and let him go make yards.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the middle. And he intercepts it. Taking it the other way. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him.
Oh, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Fights off a defender. He's knocked down in the backfield, a swarming defense, and he'll lose 7.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Got his man to the left. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. So they'll send out the field goal unit. And very important not only to generate power, but to find his mark. A 49-yard try from the left. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good. They keep pushing that lead out, and the kickoff team's getting some work.
Well, they're able to get a field goal and put 3 points up on the board after getting that interception. You would have liked to have seen the offense do a little bit more with that possession, give themselves an opportunity to score a touchdown. But listen, teams will take 3 points any way they can get it.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17.
Lofts one high and deep. And that one falls incomplete. They tried to go over the top on 1st down. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, man. The quarterback almost just threw his 2nd interception on as many drives. He's trying to fit that football in there. It gets tipped up in the air. He's lucky that wasn't picked up.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now 1 more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Trying to get to him. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. gets set, first down. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
That player is so lucky he did not put that football on the ground. What a tackle by that defender. Phenomenal individual effort getting that tackle for loss.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Davis looking to pass. Using the quick game. Across the 25, he's got room. Touchdown, Wolverines! What a catch and run for 6. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They find themselves in a pretty deep hole here, but maybe a chance to grab a little momentum and he hurls one deep down the left side. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. And now on 2nd down for this offense. To the ground with the back. They could have used a little bit more there. Pick up of 3. It's 3rd and 7. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They've made 3rd down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. He's in a world of trouble, and down he goes. A catastrophic loss on that play. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. And the Trojans will punt it away on 4th down. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Playing the field position game as he makes the fair catch right at the 50. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Davis will throw. Pressure coming. And the quarterback is snowed under. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half.
This defense needed something to go right. Man, they're down big already in the first half. Get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. This could start some momentum going back the other direction.
Here's the handoff. He's there to make the stop. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. Wide out in motion. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Looking for a deep man. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. The Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll try to really get into this one. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Never had a chance to get rolling after the pick, but he gives him the ball in prime field position at the 40.
It's so easy to be up here in the booth and say, you should have put more zip on that. Sometimes you got to use the lob wedge. That time, you probably should have used the drive.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. They'll run the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Fast motion from the offense. Davis looking to pass. Trying to burn this defensive back. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Wolverines will boot it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not...
Fires and picked off. Looking for more room. And he will roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Indiana is lighting up the scoreboard behind an offense that looks just about as good as we've ever seen in Bloomington. They're up by 23 over the Coyotes. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They'll start this drive with a pass. He lobs one high down the left side. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, and he had an opportunity to make such a big play. Listen, he wasn't wide open with nobody around him, but you got to make that play. You got a little bit of space. You got to haul that in, make your quarterback look good, and make a big play for this offense.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And trying to put points on the board on third down. Now they're staring at fourth down. The Trojans line up to punt it away. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. Looking for a block. It's Moore. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. Still running at the 35. And he breaks into the open. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
And you see so many of these plays now in today's football. Wide receiver coming in motion, and the quarterback catches it, just flips it forward. That's a completed pass. You see the big plays where it just lets him get on the edge really, really quickly. And if he drops the football coming in motion, it's just an incomplete pass. So these plays are getting big plays with really no risk.
Trying to run it in the red zone. He's got 4, and he's down at the 12. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Davis will throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
Well, that defender just was better in his one-on-one on the pass rush. He does a great job beating the offensive lineman to get to the QB.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a first and goal. Motion from the offense. On third down, going up top. The sure hands, it's Brady. Stopped at the 3, but it'll be enough to give them a first and goal.
I love the aggressive nature there by the offensive play caller, too. He's not just playing it safe, get a few yards, center the ball, help our field goal kicker out. He's trying to move the sticks through the passing attack. Quarterback makes a nice throw, and now it's first and goal.
A first down run in the red zone. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? And part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Fires into traffic. It's picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
We've just seen in this game the ball's just gotten away from him a little bit. A couple of times, just hasn't been able to put it where he wants to. And as a result, that's now his second pick thrown in this game.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. They're trying to get to it. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Finds a crease at the 20. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
A lot of times we call these quarterbacks ballers and game changers, but you don't call them smart enough. Like knowing the situation, knowing I can scramble around, buy some time, and then knowing exactly what I need to do to get that first down. You can call them whatever you want, but that was really smart.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Keeping it on the ground with the single back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And these linebackers are flying around, and they like to bring the boom. What a great job playing physical, setting the tone, and letting them know, don't come over the middle of my field.
You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on third and short from the 29. And the Trojans have a first down. Offense, quick tempo. Just when they're looking run, now up top. They're bringing heat. Quarterback moving. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Awesome job by the defense. Not only getting a fast quarterback on the ground, but understanding what he wants to do. He can take off. I got to make sure I got good pursuit angles, and I got to make sure I build rails. I can't let him outside. I got to keep him in the pocket.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. He's looking downfield to throw. He's not afraid to go deep. He's got it on the right. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
They've already got a bunch of sacks on them today and another quarterback pressure. This offense has to try to find a way to get the ball out a little bit quicker, to protect the quarterback a little bit more. Whether it's screens, whether it's draws, whether it's rolling your quarterback, something has to change for this offense to protect the quarterback a little bit better.
And the DB forcing the incomplete pass with the deflection.
Yeah, and I like the shot, the aggressive play down the field. And we like throwing those jump balls up to my receiver because usually the receiver makes the play and makes the defender look bad. Nice job by the defender getting a hand on it, tipping that ball away from the wide receiver.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got his man downfield. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. Secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Trojans! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
He's into the end zone for the 2, and he makes it a 3-possession game. They put it in the end zone with a 12-play scoring drive. After that score, they'll try to build some momentum here in the 3rd quarter and get it back with an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Well, they try to go onside kick, but that's why they're called the hands team. Great job recovering that ball.
Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you...
He's off to the races. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the stomping has commenced. Like a Thanksgiving turkey. They're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We got to figure something out. We got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire, you might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live for the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
And they did tack on that extra point with no problem. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stay. They'll stop him at the 16. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They've clearly found that, dude. They score here, we're in for a ball game.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. And here comes the offense on second down. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. Quarterback wants to throw on second down. Makes the grab. When a defense is in zone coverage, Jesse, they want to react. How do you react to a howitzer coming out like that one?
Not much you can do because this guy's got a cannon. You saw all the eyeballs on defense on that play. They were waiting and anticipating that throw, but when you've got an arm like that, it's going to be tough to stop that throw.
And I like the aggressiveness on third and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's fourth and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
You want to talk about aggressive or wacky? This head coach is keeping his offense on the field inside his own 30. Will not get there. A fourth down stop. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the third.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Michigan.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Quarterback will audible. Davis looking to pass. Takes the easy one to the back. So close to that end zone. He can almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense.
I'll tell you got to be careful if you're the defense right now because you're behind. I know you want to be aggressive. You might want to start blitzing, getting a lot of guys close to the line of scrimmage, but this offense is going to take opportunities when they have one-on-ones, and they just did right there.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
As they come to the line, they've moved it, but they need one more yard on third down. They'll try to pound their way in. Touchdown, Michigan! And the punishment has been extended. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on third down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
That was just a perfectly choreographed screen. The line got out on time. The running back had a wall in front of it.
And I think the quarterback did a really good job of selling pass and then kind of dodging the pass rush, getting it to the running back, and then let him do the rest. You got him in.
Going for the big play. Nearly another interception. It'll be second down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Lofts one deep down the right side. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, USC. And once he found daylight, it was Katie bar the door, baby.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way that coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about. First down here for the offense. Out of the gun, the inside give. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to milk the clock, Jesse. They got the huge lead.
Haven't been a lot of good plays for this defense in this game so far, so can they build on that one? Can they create some turnovers here in the second half to get back in this game?
Under. Get set.
Quick pass on the jet motion. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the route is on. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conservative, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And guys, USC has the ball back and sending the offense onto the field. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Time to take a shot. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Just trucks through it. Dismisses another dude. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's passed, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know, the one thing you can say about this defense, they pursue the football. The first guy might miss, the second guy might miss, but there's going to be more and more hats flying to the ball carrier. You saw it on that play, getting a tackle for loss.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Davis will throw. He's taking the shot. And he'll pull it in inside the 20. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stopped.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive regardless of what the score is, regardless of how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
Movement here from the tight end. Wants to pass. Here's the pass, intercepted. The 50, the 40, the 20. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Trojans.
And this defense has had a rough day, but how about this play? Breaking on the football, making the pick, taking it to the house, maybe build some momentum for some future games.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Northwestern was able to come away with the win, as they have in Evanston so many times before, but not without a few bumps along the way. Man, nothing in college football is easy. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. At the 35, he's open. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field, because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
Down to the 23 for this 1st and 10. The give to the back. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football, eat the clock. We got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, man. Like, just balance, rhythm, timing, play calling, everything has worked. That's why they built this lead. They've had a great day today.
They'll keep it on the ground. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. But, you know, talking to the coaches coming into the game, like, they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan! And the beatdown has ensued. Things a little more comfortable after that score and much, much closer to a win here in Week 5. I think we can just about blow the candles out on this one. It's all over.
No doubt, it's over. But you know what? These stats aren't over. They count for postseason awards. So I'm all for piling on the stats, running up the score, offense, get the stats.
Coming out with it, it's Jordan. It's great to think you're going to score every time you return it, but man, what a bad decision. He's down at the 6. This Trojan offense is ready to go back to work. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and
he wants to take the top off. And that will be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter if they could have done it, but 2nd down coming.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like, they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn.
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
well, this guy must feel like he's run into a buzzsaw in this game. He has been under duress all game long, and that's a big reason why he's thrown multiple interceptions in the game, too. Nothing coming easy to him. It's hard to see the field when your internal clock is going off so fast because of the pressure of this defense, and that's why they find themselves down by so much here in the fourth.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Well, they haven't been able to get it done on 4th down so far today. They've missed on their first 2 attempts. Is the 3rd time the charm? He wants a big play here late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now, a fresh set of downs.
And he throws Another interception. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost...
He's loose on the right. He's at the 50. The 30. Past the 20. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there. And while the game is all but decided, why not try to get another one if you can? That's part of the fun, right? Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team come into fruition. Just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.